Hi everyone, this is Griot from Nintendo Planet and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Yes, I know it's been a very long time. For me, it's been over 3 weeks already since I've made a YouTube video. I'm trying to be more consistent, so let's try to do this now. I'm here to talk about Nintendo Switch, the second half of the year. What do I think Nintendo can do to save the second half of the year? And let me clarify what I mean by save. It's not like the Switch is dead, like it's not going to sell anything anymore. Like it needs new games to survive the rest of the year. Frankly, I don't think it needs that. I think we as gamers want them. And of course, sales are going to dip. They are dipping year over year over year. And that usually is the case with consoles. Once you hit your peak, like maybe in the third year or fourth year, after that, you're down year over year over year. That's normal. So that is the progression, the aging of it, you know, it's starting to reach market saturation, all that sort of stuff. But anyways, I want to talk about what possible games Nintendo might have announced. Well, I take that back. Not what Nintendo might have announced, because obviously they don't have anything announced for the second half. We currently know what's coming out in May 23rd, which is Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door remake. This is something I'm super excited for. I never played this game on the GameCube when it first came out, so I'm very excited about it. It's basically held in very high regards. It basically is the best Paper Mario game, and I'm so excited to play it. I'm a big fan of Paper Mario, but I never played that one. And then there is also Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is basically an HD version or port of Dark Moon, which was a 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion. So that's going to be very good as well. I love Luigi's Mansion. The very first one on Nintendo GameCube, I have fond memories playing that with my brother. Had a very good time. And actually, part 3 just blew me away. That game was freaking amazing. It's awesome. You guys should definitely play it if you guys haven't played it. Luigi's Mansion is so underrated. I'm telling you, go play that game. But anyway, getting back on point. Paper Mario releases on May 23rd, which is 3 weeks from now. Or something like that. And then we have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Comes out on June 27th. After that, we don't have any first-party Nintendo games dated. Nothing. We just got the release of Endless Ocean. And that game is great. It's amazing. But it's one of those niche games that you're only going to enjoy if you like those mellow games, you know, go at your own pace, like those relaxing games, you know, like, for example, I put it in that category with Captain Toad. I love Captain Toad. It very, very, very relaxes me. Same thing with other games like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, like those more simplistic games that are peaceful, relaxing. I would even put Animal Crossing in that category, even though that has a lot of content, but it falls in that category to me. But we're not here to talk about that game. I'm just saying that that game just got released last Thursday, and today is Sunday. So just 3 days ago, Friday, Saturday. Well, actually, yeah, today's Saturday, so 2 days ago. So it just came out, and it's a first-party Nintendo IP. Well, it's a Nintendo IP, but it wasn't made by Nintendo, but it's a Nintendo IP. So I'm counting it as first party. After that, we got Paper Mario and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. What do we have after that? Absolutely nothing. We have Metroid Prime 4, but that's still listed TBA, to be announced, right, or to be determined. But that's been like that on a financial report forever. Ever. It doesn't change. The only thing we've seen is the logo, and then we've heard news that, you know, they basically changed the development partner that's making the game, so it's getting delayed. They didn't like the direction it was going. So that's kind of all we know about it. After that, we haven't heard anything, but we do got the Nintendo financial report coming up on the 7th. So a lot of people are very excited for that. I am one of those people because I want to see what Nintendo is up to. They might give us a sneak peek into something. But also, I love to see the sales. You know, I like to see how much this game sells, that game sells. I kind of nerd out and geek out over sales. Like, I really love reading that type of material. But theoretically, all the rumors out there about Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not here to talk about the rumors, but what I want to talk about is what can Nintendo do in the second half of the year as far as games. Which games can release for the second half of the year, since we don't have anything released, right? I mean, anything scheduled. So here are my thoughts. I'm trying to pick something semi-realistic. I'm not trying to be a fanboy about it. So I'm trying to pick something that kind of makes sense, and at the same time, something that I think some of us would want. So let me start this list out. The very first game that I can see Nintendo releasing in the second half that hasn't been announced yet is Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Now, this game makes sense for me because we do have the Olympics this year. I believe they start in July, if I'm not mistaken. And with that being the case, I think that's a perfect opportunity for Mario and Sonic to release another edition of that game. I know we have a version of that already on the Switch. We also have a version of it on the Wii U. We also have a version of it on the 3DS. This is why I'm saying I think it's a perfect opportunity for this game to come out, and it makes perfect sense based on historical occurrences, what has happened before, right? So I definitely think we are going to get a Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. And don't sleep on those games. They are getting better. In my opinion, that last Switch version was pretty good. And then something that I think makes sense as well, but this one is not so much, right? Like Mario and Sonic. I think it's possible, but if Nintendo did this, they would definitely capitalize on those gamers that are not necessarily like the hardcore gamers that they're targeting, but a specific audience, more like the casual gamers. A different type of demographics would be Nintendogs or Nintendcats or Nintendogs plus cats. I'm not sure what the title was called. I remember playing the original one when it first came out on DS. I think it was just Nintendogs, but then they started adding cats to it too, and then they called it Nintendogs plus cats, I believe. I can't remember, but I think that would be a big title, especially if they can do some type of story mode out of it. I can't remember if the DS one had a story mode or not, to be honest. All I remember is like petting my dog on the DS and scratching its belly and that type of stuff. But I can't really remember anything in particular about that game as far as it had a story mode or something like that. I don't think it did. If it does, I do apologize. But I think if it doesn't have a story mode, they can do like a story mode or a campaign mode, something like that, right? Where basically you are the owner of the dog, right? You raise this pup, and it's kind of like an RPG, right? Like you train this dog, and the more you train him, then the more points you can put into its stamina, into its speed, into its strength, its jumping ability, all that type of stuff, right? The different characteristics. And then you enter the dog into one of those dog shows. Not necessarily like those beauty pageant dog shows. I think there's some of those too, but I'm talking about one of those that require you to do athletic things like jump over something or, go through a tunnel and see who can do it the fastest. Now, I think that would be pretty good because it would reward us as players. We're grinding, we're working hard, we're trying to up the stats of our of our dog, and we're bonding with it, and our goal is to participate in this dog show and win it, right? So I think that would be super cool. I think that if Nintendo doesn't do like a Nintendogs, they wouldn't be capitalizing too much on that type of demographics that they're going to target. We do have that demographics on Switch right now, and they're trying to sell as much software as they can right now. In my opinion, Nintendogs would be a great choice for that. When it came out on the DS, it was a big hit. I still think it can be a big hit. They just kind of got to add that story mode, some RPG elements into it, and it'd be really big. That's 2 games so far. And then I can also see them doing a Mario sports game. And I don't think that will be a new version. Like, for example, like a new iteration, like a new sport. Traditionally, Mario does what? It does soccer, which is strikers. It does tennis. It does golf, and it does baseball. Now, the two sport games that they support least, that they have less versions out of, are the baseball and the Strikers version. But we got Strikers on Switch already. We got tennis already. We got golf already. The one we don't have is baseball. So I definitely think they will make a baseball version. It's the Mario Sluggers version, right? I'm not sure if it'll be called Sluggers, or it might be called something Mario Sluggers, or something different, but it's going to be baseball. I definitely think that they're going to basically complete the Mario sports package. I know we've had like Mario baseball before. I'm sorry, Mario basketball before, like on a DS or something like that you play on touchscreen, or some other minigame compilation or compilation of sports in one title. But I don't think it was its own standalone title. I'm talking about standalone titles. And those are the primary four. And we've only had one version, as far as I remember, of baseball. Maybe two? I think one. I mean, I can't remember, but for sure, we definitely need baseball. We definitely need sluggers. So I can definitely see them doing a sluggers. I can definitely see them doing a Mario Party. We've had Super Mario Party, and then we had Mario Party Superstars. I can see them doing a follow-up to probably Super Mario Party and making it a Super Mario Party 2, or just basically making it a compilation of all the Mario Party games, like get 2 boards from each game or something like that, you know? It will give us a lot of choices, or just 1 board from each game, because there's a lot of those games. And we'll have a lot of choices, we'll have a lot of mini games, we'll have a lot of characters. That will kind of like hold us over as well until we wait for the next Mario Party game. You guys might laugh, but Mario Party is a pretty big deal, man. Like, it sells very well, very well. It does attract a lot of attention, and it's a fun game. It's a game that couples love playing together. It's something that my wife and I love playing together, and we've already put like over 140, 150 hours into Super Mario Party Superstars. So maybe it's more like wishful thinking, but I definitely want to see that game already come out, like a new Mario Party game, and so does my wife. Now, we've already mentioned 4 games. There's a lot of Mario in there, right? Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Mario Sluggers. Mario Party. Great. I mean, that's okay. And we also got Nintendogs, you know, in there for a little bit of variety. But now, I'm going to add a little bit more of the hardcore options. I can definitely see Metroid Prime 4 coming out at the end of this year. It's been to be determined, TBA, forever. And I think we definitely are gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna say definitely. I don't know. This is just my opinion. What I think Nintendo can release in the second half of the year, because we don't have anything planned or scheduled for the second half of the year as of today. So I could definitely see them releasing Metroid Prime 4, and I can also see them releasing a Zelda game. And I'm not talking about Wind Waker port or Twilight Princess port. I'm talking about Ocarina of Time remake. There was a rumor like a long time ago about this. There is something Zelda every single year. They are those spin-offs, right? With this Hyrule Warriors. And what others? I mean, there was another one like a rhythm game, like an indie game. Cadence of Hyrule or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Drawing a blank on that, but I think that's what it was. But yeah, I can definitely see them doing like a Hyrule Warriors or something like that. But we've had 2 of those already, so I don't think so. I'm thinking more of like, let's finish off the generation strong. Let's put out some Mario, even though there's smaller Mario games. But for example, the Mario Party, it has potential for a lot of sales, especially if they release it at the right time of year. Same thing with Ocarina of Time remake, of course. Metroid Prime 4, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know about that one. It just depends how ambitious the game is. If it's the Breath of the Wild type of game for Metroid, if it's that moment for Metroid. I know it's going to be a quality game. Sales-wise, I don't know if it will do that good, but I know Mario and Sonic, you know, it's gonna be okay, just a couple million, Nintendogs, that's basically a tough one right there. But if it gets done properly, executed properly, marketed properly, I think, and the price point is right, then I definitely could see that doing, call me crazy, but probably like 4 to 5 million. I think that'll be a good number for it. I think Nintendo will be happy with that. And then that's already 6 games. Now I'm gonna throw in a bonus here, and this is gonna be something from the Pokemon Company. And the reason I'm throwing this in here is because the last Pokemon game that released was Scarlet and Violet, and that was in November of 2022. We are in 2024, so we are going on to 2 years by November, right? It's going to be 2 years in November. Usually what the Pokemon Company does is they release a game, and in the very next year, they give you DLC for that game. And in the very next year, they'll give you a brand new entry, right? Or a remake or something like that. So they can either give us a remake this year of a Pokemon game, but they've already announced a new Pokemon Legends game for 2025. So I'm thinking that either they can push that up and have that released sometime in November. That would be freaking amazing. That would help out with sales a lot during the holiday. And I would love it too, because in my opinion, Legends is the best Pokemon game in the Switch. At least for me, I love that game. I played it a lot. And if they don't release like a Legends game or a remake this year, what I would like to see from Pokemon is something different. I don't want to see a remake from an older Pokemon game. What I would like to see is something that we haven't seen in a while. Bring back Pokemon Stadium. That would be amazing. Like, even if it's just like a remaster, I mean, actually that wouldn't work, right? Because I think that's on the N64 app, on the NSO app, I mean. So maybe like a brand new Pokemon Stadium, that would be awesome. Or a Pokemon Coliseum, that would be awesome. Something like that that's a little bit different, right? Something that we haven't played in a long time. We got a Mystery Dungeon a couple years ago. I guess another Mystery Dungeon would be okay. You know, we got Detective Pikachu 2, I think, last year. So it's kind of nice to get a break from those old remakes. Maybe like a Stadium or Coliseum. Or actually, you know what? I got one. Pokken Tournament. Pokken Tournament is amazing. That game is slept on, so maybe they can do another Pokken Tournament game. So those are pretty much like my predictions, my thoughts of what Nintendo can fill in for the rest of 2024, for the second half of the year. 6 games in there. Well, actually 7 with the Pokemon Company, but that's Pokemon Company. I'm not going to count that. That's usually a November release. Well, let me give you my thoughts. So, for example, we have Paper Mario in May. We have Luigi Mansion 2 HD on June, right? So for July, since the Olympics start in July, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can have Mario and Sonic at the Olympics for July. Great game for July. For August, we can have Nintendogs. That actually works out well. For September, we can have Mario Sluggers. For October, we can have Metroid Prime 4. For November, we can have Mario Party along with Pokemon. And on December, just to give an extra sales boost during the holidays, we can have Ocarina of Time Remake. Usually Nintendo has smaller titles in December, but I can definitely see Nintendo doing like a nice big title on December. I mean, we did have Smash Brothers in one December, right? That was a big title. Of course, this is towards the end of the generation, but I don't see why not. There's 6 months left. Maybe 1 game per month. You know, like, who knows? Maybe that's too many, and we only get 4 out of the 6 for the next, 6 months or so to close out the year. And a Pokemon game, that'd be 5 games in the second half of the year. That wouldn't be too bad. It's way better than we have right now, right? We don't have anything right now. So that's what a lot of people are kind of wondering, like, hey, what's happening with Nintendo? Are they going to have anything? Well, of course they're going to have something. That's, like, that's a given. We just don't know what yet. We just don't know if it's going to be Nintendo Switch 2 or the Switch successor, right? Or if it's going to be a new hand of games for Nintendo Switch, right? So whatever it is, it's going to be good. I love Nintendo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like it and subscribe to my channel, as that does help out. Sorry for all the rambling, but I love to talk about Nintendo. Thank you so much. Have a great night.